Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I will be teaching you the basic of Blender. So generally, ये video इसलिए बनाया जा रहा है ताकि there are a lot of video on this and there might be good video, but I still feel that I would be able to explain you in a better manner about the concepts of Blender. So I'm going to start from the beginning. If you know, if I want to tell about my background, I have been teaching this Blender from last 7 years. I have knowledge about it. My strength is to make it simple for my student and to teach them. So, आपके वीडियो जरूर हेल्प करें. Fine. So now let us start. Whenever you start with the Blender, now you will be able to see a screen like this. The first time, you need to click at any of the place. Okay, that instruction is going to go away. Now, the first thing that you see in the Blender is this three things: the cube, the light, the camera. इसके बारे में आपको बाद में बताऊंगा, but just remember, आप जब भी start करोगे, you will be able to see these three things. Now your Blender interface has been divided into different parts. So let us see some most important part over here. On the left hand side, you can see the tools over here. On the top, you are having a menu bar. On the right hand side, this is your outliner. Below that, you are having a property panel. And this big area in the center, okay, is your 3D view, where you are going to spend 90% of your time. If you select any of this thing, on the right hand side, in the outliner, you will be able to see a cube has been selected. And the property related to the cube would be visible in the property panel. Similarly, if I select a camera in the outliner, आपको क्या नजर आएगा? The camera has been selected. And below, you can see the property related to the camera has been done. Fine. Now, how we can navigate in Blender? For navigating, मुझे तो पहला कुछ काम करना है, zoom करना है. Okay. So, please make sure ताकि आपके पास 3D mouse हो. Fine. 3-button mouse हो आपके पास. That is going to make your work easy. Fine. Now, if I want to zoom, so in the 3D view, we are having something. Can you see this plus sign? You click on this plus sign. Here, if I just put my mouse up and down, it is going to zoom. Similarly, यहाँ पर एक hand tool है. If I click on this and move my mouse, it is going to move the entire scene. And the next one, we are having a camera view. If I click on this camera view, I'm able to see from the camera perspective. At the end, we are having the two type of view: perspective and orthographic. Okay. So if I click on this, it is going to switch to orthographic. If I click on it once again, it's going to click on switch to perspective. Fine. Most of the time, actual artists, they are not going to use this because they know the hotkeys, the shortcut. So if you want to zoom, you can use middle mouse button. Okay, you can use middle mouse button and scroll. Up middle mouse button जब scroll करोगे, is going to automatically zoom in and zoom out. Clear? So for zooming, middle mouse button to scroll कर लो, and you'll be able to zoom in and zoom out. The second thing for move tool. If you want to orbit, what you can do? Middle mouse button. Can you see? Right now I'm orbiting. This process is called orbiting. Press middle mouse button and move the mouse. This is orbiting. Similar, if you want to move the whole scene, press middle mouse button and shift button. Okay, middle mouse and shift. Now you can move the whole scene. Fine. If you observe, we are not moving an object right now. We are just doing the whole thing for the scene. So let me revise it once again. For zooming, just use the scroll wheel to zoom in and zoom out. Okay. Similarly, for orbiting, use the middle mouse button and move the mouse. right, left, up, down will be able to orbit. Similarly, if you want to move the whole scene, middle mouse button and press shift button and move. Now you're moving the whole scene. Understood this much? Fine. Now let us go for the transformation part. So let us see how we can move an object, how we can rotate an object, and how we can scale an object. Fine. Now let me select this thing. On the left hand side, we are having different tool. Let me select the first tool over here. Okay. So now this tool is our select tool. If I click on this, my cube is selected. Click on this, my light is selected. Click on this, my camera is selected. Fine. So you are able to select with the help of a select tool. If you want to do a multiple selection, you need to press shift, select, and select the other object. So with the help of a shift button, you will be able to select the multiple object. Fine. Now, the next tool, we will come to this later. This is a cursor. Let us go with a move tool now. If I click on a move tool, okay. Now have a look. I want to select my object, and this three gizmo come over here. This three gizmo indicate the axis. So over here you can check by the color. This red one is for the X, the green one for the Y, and blue one for the Z. If I want to move in any of the direction, I am going to select that particular gizmo and going to move it. समझा ये चीज है? Good. Fine. Now the next thing. In the same manner, I'm having a rotate tool and it is having three gizmo. So I just need to select that particular gizmo and move it accordingly for moving in the different direction. But make sure you are selecting any of the gizmo. When you click on this white circle and move, it is going to randomly rotate in any of the axes. But when you select one gizmo, it is going to rotate in that particular axis only. Clear? If sometime, if you feel that, sir, I just want to do this proper once again as it was in the previous. So what you can do in the object, there is something called as clear. I'm going to clear the location. As well, I'm going to clear the rotation. I need to select this first. Object, clear, rotation. Okay. Object, clear, location. So what this thing does, it brings the object to that initial position from where it has started. Now, scale tool, same thing, the gizmos, different gizmos for moving in different direction. And if you click on this white one, it is going to get uniformly scaling all the axes. Okay, these are the things. But as a creator, you need to know the shortcut for this as well. So whenever you add a new object or whenever you want to move object, for moving, the shortcut is G. Okay, so G for grabbing. So you can see I'm just press the G and I'm moving my object. R for rotating. Got it? And S for scaling. So G to grab, to move, R to rotate, S to scale. Fine. Let me just take a new file, new general, reset. Okay. But there is one question. If I want to rotate or move with the help of a shortcut key in a particular direction itself, how that can be achieved? Yes, that can be achieved by using a move tool. Now, just for example, I want to grab it in G. For moving, I'm selecting the G. So I just press a G. So select the object, press G. Then define the direction. If you want to move in X direction, press X. So now your object is going to move only in X axis. Once again, G. Then press Y if you want to move only in Y axis. Similarly, press G and press Z. So your object is going to move only in Z axis, Y axis. Clear? And the same concept with the scale tool as well. So for shortcuts for scale tool was S to scale, I need to define the axis. If you press X after that, it's going to scale only in X axis. If you pressing S and Y, then it's going to scale in only in Y axis. Similarly, if you press S and Z, it is going to scale only in Z axis. Clear? And the same concept with the rotation. R to rotate, but rotate only in Z axis. R and X rotate only in X axis. R and Y rotate only in Y axis. As simple as this. And at the end, we are having a transform tool. This transform tool have all the properties from rotating, scaling, moving. So whatever gizmo you want, you can just select that particular thing and you can do it. You can scale, you can rotate, you can move. Okay, it give you all the view. And that's something called as annotation. Fine. So it is annotate. You can just write something. This will not be visible in you when you are rendering project, but you can just write some note. You can just make some arrow and mention that this part, something like that. You can do that. If you want to erase this, you click on this part, you'll be able to find the eraser as well. Just keep pressing over here. You will be able to erase. You can erase whatever you have written. Fine. I hope you understood this much.